Alright, so what's going on, guys? It's Matterz. We're going to be doing a quick little update video here talking about Black Ops 3 Zombies. Again, it's so freaking late. It's 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. We only have really a few topics for today. One is going to be talking about PhD Flopper potentially being found within Black Ops 3 Zombies. We're going to be looking at some images here, or really just one, and talking about in general, like, is this real or is this fake? Because I know since the masks have been found, and since, like, the purple perks and these perk upgrades have been found in Revelations, people have been photoshopping them, faking them, creating new ones. Some of them were actually real, and then some of them were fake, which is really weird. So that's why we need to look at this. We need to talk about this. Is it actually possible? And maybe if this one is fake, what if it actually does eventually happen in a different sort of form? You know, obviously leading into the boss battle for Revelations, and that's also what we're sort of going to be talking about here, because I want to talk about Kino being a huge part of the boss battle of Revelations, and that would literally be how you actually get to the boss battle. And there's some sort of Reddit post, we'll look at that as well. So again, thank you guys for watching these videos. If we can go for 400 likes, probably gonna be a shorter video here today, that'd be greatly appreciated. Last video we hit around 470 likes, so thank you guys for that. So 400 likes is our like goal, as well, not really as always, but it's a shorter video. So yeah, thank you guys, and let's get started. So the first one here, obviously PhD. You'll see an image up on screen. It's actually from Mr. T Lux5. There are a bunch of other images, but I thought, you know what, might as well put the most popular guy up on the screen there, because you see he basically says, I don't think I put the actual tweet, but he was basically like, oh my god, is this gonna happen? Is this it? And obviously he doesn't know. He probably thinks it's fake. We don't know. If you look at this here, it has the same exact model, and a lot of people were saying like, oh yeah, obviously they have the PhD model, but obviously they don't have the PhD purple model. But I use Photoshop, and I do think that's very possible, just to get a PhD perk icon and then make it purple. Like I do think that's just very possible and very easy with Photoshop. Like some way someone would be able to find out how to do that. Now let's think about this as if it was real as well. So that's why it would be fake, easily photoshoppable. But like if this was real, this would make a lot of sense. Obviously having these different masks, you have a mask for like every single like aspect of your person, especially going to the boss battle. You have to think they're doing these masks not to make the game easy. You already have 2 wonder weapons. The map is already easy, and I think they know the map is already easy. Adding these masks together makes it even easier. So obviously these masks are not really meant for the map. They're more meant to prepare us for the huge, insane freaking boss battle that we're going to see at the end of the Easter egg cutscene. And well, not the end of the, well, right before the cutscene, the end of the whole Easter egg that we're going to figure out in about 3 months from now. But that is really the point there. And if you think about what's going to happen in the cutscene, or not, I keep saying cutscene, what's going to happen in the actual boss battle, we're probably going to see so many exploding zombies, so many freaking gatekeepers, furies, like all these insane stuff, the sort of flying bugs, the red bugs on this map. All of that stuff is going to be exploding in our face, and having a PhD mask, whether or not it says PhD, but having a PhD mask where it makes it sort of immune to any sort of damage like that, that would be such an insane helpful thing. And it would make sense, obviously, just because that would be a huge part of the boss battle. Having that mask would be almost essential to going to the boss battle. Sort of like the gas mask is essential to going into the Zasubo boss battle. You know, same sort of aspect there. So again, the image, even if it's fake, I mean, a lot of people have been seeing, I don't know, man, it's sort of a weird thing. It hasn't really been confirmed. A lot of people have been coming up with different images for it. I mean, I think it's fake. I don't know though. I think it's very possible. I think it would be something insane. Very possible thing that they would do, especially in the form of a mask. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Alright, so moving on here, I'm going to talk about Kino and obviously the importance. Now, I know, I'm pretty sure, like, I was looking at some tweets and stuff. A lot of people have been talking about Kino. I've been seeing on Reddit, like, ever since the map came out, they said the Kino teleport, something's going on here. And I also remember, you know, vaguely, the City of Z, another YouTuber, basically saying, like, oh, I bet you 100% Kino will teleport us to the boss battle. I honestly think that is the case, honestly. That would make perfect sense. That would be so freaking sick. I know a lot of people have been saying, and I'll just leave the random image, and they pointed at like a trap sort of icon thing, and we originally thought from the trailer that this was going to be a trap in Kino, but obviously it turns out to really be nothing, and people are saying that maybe we need to use this thing here for the teleport. I think it's not that simple. I think there's a lot more that would go into actually activating this teleporter for Kino. Well, let's just talk about this in a second. Let's first talk about why we would use Kino, and then how this would actually work. Because again, Kino makes sense. It's the only sort of gateway to Garth, not the gateway to Garth, gateway to the actual boss battle in some sort of form. We could jump around and hop through this crazy floating island map that is Revelations, but we could just go to the teleporter. It's obviously the only thing really connected right now to anything else, and it would make sense for us to teleport to a whole different area where the boss battle is located. Obviously, you don't want the boss battle sort of to be right a part of the map, sort of like a Rock Roby was just like right there. and a lot of people didn't really realize that, but you know, we sort of understood, like, okay, right in the spawn room, nothing really much there. But with this, I think it's very possible to use Kino, a highly important map within the storyline, use that highly significant teleporter and just iconic teleporter, honestly, and go to the boss battle. I think, honestly, that would just be so sick. I think that's, honestly, what's going to happen. But it being used and how it's going to work, I don't really know how you would activate this. I don't think it's going to be as simple as hitting the switch. I think, honestly, obviously it's going to be at the end of the Easter egg, so we're going to have to do a ton of Easter egg steps, and we're going to get through the Easter egg, and that's all obvious. But I think to actually activate the teleporter, it may be sort of like, I don't know what sort of comparison to make. Maybe like Mob of the Dead. If you guys know how Mob of the Dead worked with like the Afterlife mode, there was one Afterlife mode getting a playing part where there were like different generators, and you would have to power up different generators in this room on the docks. And if you guys remember that, let me know in the comment section. It was right inside the dog, or the you know, whatever that thing was, and you go inside, you power up the 3 generators, and then you get the playing part. That was basically that, and that's why I think it's going to be that with, you know, the teleporter. Obviously the teleporter goes to the mainframe, but on Revelations, we don't have the mainframe. So the mainframe for this Kino remastered part of Revelations would be different generators around the map that we're going to have to activate, maybe by feeding it souls or feeding it gatekeeper souls or whatever, and then the teleporter will be able to use and go, and you can teleport to the boss battle. I think that would make a lot of sense. I'm just trying to think of a pretty clever way of what they would do. Obviously, they're not just going to make it like, oh, boss battle, click to teleport. It's just not going to be that simple. I think they're going to put a bit more thought into that. Maybe it'll be even more thought. Maybe it'll just be entirely storyline based. Maybe Dr. Monty will throw us into the teleporter and do some insane stuff like that. Like, that would be absolutely crazy. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Thank you guys for watching. And, yeah, leave your comments below and your theories about what's going to happen with this map, the Kino teleporter, and whether or not PhD you think is real or not. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later.